Here we are at a new renovation we're about to commence soon. As you can see, we've got the fencing up, pegs are in, concreters will be starting next week with a bit of excavation. It's going to be an interesting one. New roof, extension of the garage out the side. A lot of the extension will be going out the back side of the house, but we'll change all the entry and stuff as well. So looking forward to this one. Another steep site, of course. We tend to get a lot of them, but pretty good view down over the township of Kiama as well. Here we are out the back of the house. This is upstairs, pretty well mirrored reverse downstairs. All this sort of comes out. It's all going to extend out to this area. We'll get rid of the brick piers, build all this in. There'll be nice big doors here leading onto a nice big deck area that's leading out over here. So it'll have this nice big view of town. You know, to get glimpses of the ocean out through there, which won't be too bad. Here we are downstairs in the backyard. As you can see, this is all going to get extended out. We're going to get rid of all these ugly brick arches from out of the 70s. We'll prop all that concrete patio up above, pull all these out. There'll be steel posts, steel beams through there holding all that up, and then some doors leading out onto a deck that'll be done later on here. And then the upstairs deck will be over the top of this one is what will be happening. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting rid of these arches, definitely. Rightio, here we are internally at Minnnamurra Street. This wall and this wall will all come out, which will open this space up very nicely. The new kitchen's going to go over in there where the old kitchen is now. We'll gut all that out. This wall is obviously pushing all the way out to the next area. Then there'll be a nice big doorway that'll lead onto that nice deck out there. So this will give this area a lot more space and a lot more usable area. So as you can see, we've done a bit of demo in the outside here, which is the old carport garage area. This is the new slab where the extra garage is going to go. So we'll be standing frames and then bricking up there, and then we'll be matching the roof back into it later on. This is the scaffold obviously going up so that we can clad it and everything when we get that going. And then what we'll do is I'll take you inside, show you what we've done there and a bit out the back. Here we are inside. As you can tell, we've stripped off all the gyprock, gutted the place pretty well, which is interesting, and it exposes a lot of stuff. As an extension of reno, you never know what you're going to get sometimes, but in this house it was fantastic because this is an old hardwood frame, great bracing units in it, a pitched hardwood roof, solid as a rock. It's a lovely frame. It was built very nicely back in the day, and it'll serve as a great basis for the new extension here. What we've got to do, these walls through here, they're all going to come out, and then we're going to move out into the extension. The ones back through here are all going to go, and then we've got a steel beam that's going to go across the top here, and then there's going to be two parallel timber trusses going back through with bracing units in them to supply the bracing. And then that's going to hold up the old ceiling joists that are going through there. Because it's not a truss roof, we need to be able to support all this timber work that's here. Whereas a truss roof, you can move a lot of walls around without doing that. And you can see this is where we're going to extend out to. These walls will all open up into this area to give them a lovely big living area. You've got a beautiful view back across Kiama here, which is great, and looking down onto the backyard. What we'll do is we'll go downstairs and I'll show you we're mirroring the same sort of thing down there, so it'll be great. As you can see, same sort of extension part to push out. We've built this level up to get it the same level as the floor through here, just built up off the old veranda that was down there. And then we've got the steel posts and beams all the way along here. That's supporting the old concrete veranda that was above. And then we've got the floor on top of that one. These areas here will be coming out, so that it's all extending out into here to make this one large rumpus area, which would be great. The boys have started the cladding on the outside there, so that's going all right. We'll put insulation in here before we gyprock all that. And then we've already got the plumbing in. This is going to be the ensuite and stuff through here. And then we'll lay the flooring down here later and then go from there. As you can see, we're at completion now. The clients will be handing over tomorrow and they'll get their new house. They're all very excited. And I'll show you through, let you know what we've done on the way through. The most obvious feature of the new house would be the roof. It was the old tile roof before, and now it's all the ColourBond. This was really impressive. They did this in a day, which was great. The bloke from Jeff Reynolds Roofing were here, and then all my carpenters were here, and they just kept in front of them, ripping off the tiles, getting everything ready for them, and they got stuck into it. That's the best part about having employed carpenters. You've got them here when you need them and they can go to town. The other thing here is the garage. You can see that that's been extended. It was the old carport that used to be here before, the little single one. We've extended that out the side. They've got a nice big double garage. And down here at the brickwork, I'll just show you down here, this was the old red brick that used to be there. And what they've done is we've spray painted this. So the painters got in from Let's Paint and Decorate and they got stuck into this, sprayed it so you can get into all the joints, and it's amazing. The old red brick, it looked like this the first day. The next day when you come back, that brick had just sucked it all in. So this is about 3 coats over this, but it's come up great. Gives a whole different impression to the house. Here we are at the entry. If you might remember from the original part, it was the old gate here that you used to walk through to come in, and this front door was set way back in there behind the carport. So they've brought that all forward. You've got a lovely entry now, nice little cover over the front, and a lovely painted door to get in. Here we are inside the house. You might remember this used to be the original hallway that led down to the bedrooms. We've closed this in. That's just a nice little linen there now. This was a wall coming through here that used to block off the kitchen. We used to walk through the door into the kitchen. That's all been removed. And here we are with a nice new kitchen. We've got the skylight, which is a real feature in here. It was fairly tricky, being a reno and lots of roof and joist hangers and stuff, so we had to move a lot of that to make sure the skylight worked. We had to mark this bench out on the old floor first to make sure the skylight lined up with it beautiful. Fair bit of work, but it's very impressive, looks great. Here we are at what was the original back of the house, which was just along here at this wall space. This used to be the old concrete veranda, so we've extended out into there. There was the wall for the kitchen and another wall over there. They've been removed. And the issue we had with that was the engineer was concerned about bracing units to this front wall, especially this south-facing wall. So what we had to do up inside was have 2 parallel trusses go from here all the way back to the other end of the house. They would have been about 1,200 high, and we coated them entirely on both sides with plywood to provide bracing units right the way through. It's all these things on renos that you don't get to see, that's all hidden inside the roof space. And once again, another reason why employed carpenters are really good. You've got your own boys on site and they can take care of whatever needs to get done like that. Here we are out on the new veranda that was out the back here. This is all new extension, its part out here. Nice big steel columns because it's come from all the way down below from ground level, so up 2.5 stories to get to this height. You can see the linear cladding on the side. This is just to get a bit of protection in here, with the same thing with the privacy screen on the other side. The vaulted ceiling is a nice feature. This was all pitched by hand by our fellas with the collar ties through and then plastered up over the top of there. A bit of lighting which adds the ambience here beautifully. And you can see it gives them this much better view, and they even get a bit of a glimpse of the ocean now that they didn't have before, which is great. The decking down below is modwood. That's in the grey, which works out really well. Screwed down with stainless steel screws, never have a problem with it, maintenance free, come up great. We're on the new set of stairs here that leads downstairs. We had to push it all up the hill a bit because, as you see, head height was pretty tight before. So now we've got enough head height there. I'm 6'3" and I can clear it nicely. All for the sake of pushing it a couple of treads up the hill, which was great. The stairs have the same lining as our floorboards here, so it matches in beautifully through there. As we come around here, this was the old rumpus room. This was the old back of the house with, once again, the old concrete veranda. Out here was where the old brick arches were that you would remember from early on. We had to prop all this up through here to prop up the slab above. Then we had to knock out the brick arches, and then we put steel posts and steel beams in to support all that, and then cart all the bricks all the way around to the front. Here we are in the ensuite that comes off the guest bedroom, still downstairs. This was the old part of the house here, and we've extended out to there and fit this laundry and ensuite in beautifully. Lovely little area, flows all the way through back into the rumpus room. All the tiles by Beaumont Tiles worked out great, and Work Regard Plumbing did all the plumbing for us on this job. Here we are in the new master bedroom. It used to finish back here. We've extended out, so it's provided the room for this new master. We've got the ensuite in here, which used to be the old bathroom, which got moved down a bit further. And around here, we've got the walk-in robe. Works in beautifully. They've got this lovely view out the back, and it gives them a much more space in this area than they used to have before. Here we are at the end of this job. It was a great job to work on. We really enjoy it when a house transforms from what it was to what it is now. The clients were great to work with. My boys on site just loved working here. They said it was just a really good site. Everything rolled along nicely, which is great because you organise it properly at the front and the whole job will roll smoothly. We had some great trades on here. John McEwen Electrical, Phil Carlaw with the plastering. I mentioned Work Regard Plumbing before, Jeff Reynolds Roofing, great bunch of blokes to work with, and it just went as smooth as. I can't wait for handover day tomorrow. I know the owners will be really excited and happy as. Here we are at the handover for our job at Minnnamurra Street. Went great. We were really happy with this extension. It looks totally different. The clients were fantastic all the way through. Finished on budget and on time, which is great. And like I said, got the big box of Lamingtons at the end from the clients. These are the days you love being a builder.